Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently on descent over Minmus. We've got 39 meters per second left in this tank, and we may as well use it, right? So let's go ahead and just warp down a little bit here. I do want to turn on the KER window, and we'll look at the suicide burn countdown. Seems fine for now. We'll go ahead and warp in a little bit here. I'm a little bit concerned about our location. I suspect that we should go ahead and burn all of this right now, and I'm actually going to position us off over here to... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to angle up over this way. Okay, and we'll burn about like that. There we go. And we'll burn a little bit more. There we go. I don't know where our actual landing marker is right now. Let's just go ahead and head over to retrograde and see what that's looking like. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm reasonably okay with this. Now, our landing marker might be somewhere like over here. I don't actually currently see it. We should probably begin our braking burn horizontal right now, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We'll just hold this position and kill horizontal velocity, and that's completely fine. We're currently moving at about 20 meters per second horizontally. I think we've overshot this a little bit, so I don't actually mind coming back a little bit like that. Something along those lines. Excellent. That just impacted over there, and the question is, what is our current impact point? I don't know. We'll have to wait until we get a little bit closer here, I think. Let's just go ahead and position over here, and let's kill horizontal speed by coming like over here. Okay, something along the lines of this. Kill that horizontal speed. It's no longer going up. I want to go to surface retrograde. There we go. And now we know where that horizontal speed is, and let's just position over like this. There we go. That got it pretty low. I think we're still going to want to head over this way. Actually, this way a tiny bit. So let's go ahead and head that way slightly. Yeah, we can see the marker now. It's right there, barely visible. And we're going to come on over. And we're going to want to kill this horizontal speed in just a moment. Probably start burning it right around now. Yeah. There we go. That's coming in nicely. There. I like this marker point. It's right there. So now we'll just hit retrograde. And let's head down towards that suicide burn countdown. We can't warp currently, so that's fine. We're only a kilometer from the surface. I'm not too upset about that, the fact that we can't warp. So we're going to be coming down very close to our experiment control station indeed, and that is fine. Saying 20 seconds to the suicide burn countdown. I'm not sure how much I believe it. I'm also... Oh, that's the debris that we left there. That's right. 10 seconds? Okay. Sure. We seem to be coming down a little bit quickly here. I'm going to burn this as I usually do at 2 seconds. Just because I like to be absolutely sure. And we'll just sit on stability assist for right now. And we'll just bring this right on down ever so gently. Let's decelerate a little bit here. There we go. Excellent. We have landed. And we're only 20 meters away from our target point. And considering that we don't actually want to land on our target point, I'm going to consider that my best pinpoint landing ever. Maybe not in terms of efficiency, but certainly in terms of accuracy. I like it. So let's go ahead and grab our seismic scan. And we'll grab a materials study here. There we go. And we'll collect everything that we can. And grab ourselves another seismic scan. And then we'll have Bob go ahead and EVA here. He can grab a surface sample, sure. And we want to come on down to the service bay. And inside of here, of course, we can't run the atmosphere analysis because there's no atmosphere. But we can, however, grab ourselves a seismic scan, which is this guy. We're going to take that data, and we're going to climb on up. And we're going to hop into the module here. We're going to grab another seismic scan, and we'll store that in the actual seismic scan module. We will collect all of our experiments up here that we can, which is not all of them, to be sure. And then we will go ahead and have Bob EVA again, and grab another surface sample, and then he'll hop back in, and then he'll EVA again. And that's all the surface samples that we can store at this point. So for now, he will go ahead and grab out the this here. This is, of course, the... I don't know what just blew up. Something just blew up. Probably our engine. But we're going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to replace this here. There we go. And we're going to head on down and go deploy this seismometer. Of course, Minmus is also not tectonically active, so we'll have to run things into Minmus if we want to actually get data from it. But we may as well have it here just in case. So over Bob goes, and as long as he's here, we may as well have him take down this flag and put up a new flag. We did get some mystery goo observations from the moon's surface, and that's great. Okay, so here we are. And we will go ahead and drop off this. There we go. And then we will have... Good job, Bob. Very good job. We'll have him take down this flag. And then we'll have him plant a new flag. There we go. Excellent. Bob's flag. And then the plaque text will, of course, read, Bob's flag is best flag. There we go. Perfect. Good job, Bob. That completes our contract. Fantastic. And we're just going to take him on over to the lander here. Bouncing our way over. And we'll hop on the ladder once we can. There we go. And up we go. Hopefully we don't get stuck at the transition. We do not. That seems to be a one-off thing. Let's go ahead and close the Science Junior doors, since we're done with that. We'll hop in here, and at this point, we will need to have Bill be the one to EVA. And Bill will, of course, grab the solar array, and he'll drop off his jetpack there. Fantastic. And down goes Bill. There you go. And we will head on over here to drop off our solar array. I believe we are currently a little pressed for power over here. That's fine. And we will deal with that. Come on, Bill. You can get there. There you go, buddy. Okay, let's go ahead and drop off our power panel. Here we'll be fine. And we are, of course, going to take down Bob's flag. Bill does not like Bob's flag. And then he will plant his own flag over here. This is a much better spot to put a flag. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not exactly the same. So this is, of course, Bill's flag. And he doesn't capitalize the F in flag, unlike Bob. Bill's flag is better than Bob's flag. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure this is accurate. So over we head, and of course the reason why everybody is planting a flag is because I want to get the XP. And we're just going to come on over here. And we'll hop onto that ladder just as soon as we can. I was hoping we'd be able to grab onto it as we went through it. Sadly, we didn't get a prompt to. But that's okay. And up goes Bill. And he'll hop on in. Now, I don't believe it matters who deploys the Communitron. I don't think it matters. Actually, I'm going to have Bill be the one to deploy it. It might matter, and it makes the most sense for an engineer to be the one to be able to most effectively deploy it, so we'll have him do that, and then we'll send Jeb out for his tasting of Minmus. He has to back up Valentina's claim that it is not, in fact, made out of mint ice cream, after all. So we'll see how successful he is at that. And I think we'll set up our comm station over here. We're kind of crowded right now, so let's put it over in this area. Here should be fine. There we go. And we'll go ahead and let that get set up. Does that actually point at Kerbin? No. Apparently not. That'd be kind of cool if it tried to point at Kerbin, although it might be pointing at a communication satellite out there. I suppose that's a possibility. I just want to check to see what our power levels are at. Okay, we've got 1 spare power here. That is perfect. So Bill will go ahead and head on back to the capsule. His work here is done. Excellent. So now we should definitely have those experiments connected up, and we should start getting a fair amount of science from them. We'll grab the ladder, and up we go. Perfect. And then Jebediah, he will come on out here and climb his way down. He's going to grab himself... That was interesting. He got stuck a little bit there. He is definitely getting stuck. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm mousing over the Here and Now window, which gets rid of the control. That's my own fault entirely. He's going to grab himself a surface sample. He also thinks it's pretty, but not edible. Okay. Well, he's going to head on over here. Because, of course, we want him to get some XP. Technically, he has RCS. Unlike the others. So we can just bring him over in a bit of a leap. If I can actually remember how to use this. There we go. It's a lot more efficient when you're not going 20 meters, to be fair. Okay, and we're going to take down Bill's flag. Yes, Bill's flag is better than Bob's flag. But we're going to take it down, and instead... Jebediah is of the belief that it has to go over here. Although he came down with a little bit of force there, and so he's going for a bit of a bounce. I mean, sometimes you just gotta roll on the moon, you know? Technically this is Minmus, but sometimes that's just what you gotta do. So he's going to put down the flag. He thinks it should go over here. There we go. And this is, of course... Jeb's Valg. Perfect. Jeb doesn't like to spell things right. Jeb Layak. This is going to go well. This is going to go well. Jeb Layak Jeb Valg. Okay. There we go. Jeb, that's enough writing for you. Get out of here. Turn your RCS on. You need to drive the boat home. He inspires so much confidence whenever he writes things with the other Kerbonauts. It's just absolutely wonderful. I mean, what do you expect, though, ultimately, when he is... he was a rapidly grown VAT clone, right? So, I mean, he doesn't have the benefit of a solid education. It's unfortunate, but it's simply the reality. Luckily... He was created explicitly to fly spacecraft. So that is definitely a good thing. We'll go ahead and retract these ladders. I believe we're done here. Let's double check. We don't need the KER window. There we go. Let's double check that we're done here. Orbital stationer on the moon, flag on Minmus, and Mystery Goo, synchronous orbit of Eve, explore the moon. Yep, we are done here. So let's get out of here. Off we go. We'll retract our landing legs. They are, of course, no longer necessary. And we'll just head on over to prograde. And off we go. We'll just raise our apoapsis to, I don't know, something along the line. Actually, this is fine. We can just head over to the horizon at this point. We have plenty of altitude at this point. So let's just get ourselves some horizontal speed. Off we go. We are, of course, leaving our experiment site behind, and we will be back to it. But not, I think, for a little while. We need to get ourselves a little more science. We don't currently have a connection, and that is because there's kind of a Minmus between us and Kerbal right now. But that's fine. We'll take this up to, I don't know, maybe around 50 kilometers. Should be fine. Yeah, something along the lines of that. Excellent. And then once we arrive there, we will, of course, circularize. What would this return look like? This would probably be... not quite... Actually, this is pretty close to what we're looking for. Yeah, this is actually completely fine. Excellent. Let's bring this down to about 50... That was too much. Let's bring this down to about 50 kilometers. Something along the lines of this. This is going to be a very efficient return. Good timing on this. So, about that. That'll do the trick. We'll go ahead and position for that maneuver node. There we go. And we're going to have lots of Delta V left. Just tons of Delta V. Hello, Kerbal and Moon. We're coming for you, but it'll be a bit. So this is going to be a 50-second burn. We want to burn this at T minus 25 seconds. We'll just position right on over here. And we will go ahead and warp towards 25 seconds. Okay, and we will burn this. This is going to be a pure prograde burn. We're going to burn it now. Excellent. We are officially in orbit over Minmus. It does not take much. There we go. And we're going to have Minmus escape momentarily. Now that's Minmus escape. Let's just bring this on down. Fantastic. Yeah, there is a moon encounter there. We will avoid that. Thank you very much. And we're just bringing this periapsis down to about that 50k marker. That's all we're looking for. I don't actually care about the maneuver node here. We're just trying to get this periapsis down to about 50k. Okay, we'll do it a little more gently at this point. There we go. Fantastic. That'll do. And we've got lots of Delta V left for a re-entry burn. We are, of course, going to be here in about 1 day. Okay, so yep, we're coming in on this darker side, as expected. So sometime around here-ish, actually, maybe around here-ish, is when we want to do our re-entry burn. How far away is this from the periapsis? This is 2 hours, 7 minutes. Hello, pause menu. This is about 1 minute before the periapsis here. Okay, that should be fine. We'll go ahead and burn this down like so. We may want to burn this a little earlier than 1 minute before the periapsis, actually. Maybe more like here. I'm just checking here. 7 minutes, and that's 2 minutes. That'll be fine. We'll toss in a little bit of radial to raise up our periapsis, twist our orbit around this point. And we'll bring that again to about 20 kilometers and do a bit of a retrograde burn and continue doing this until we have a nice re-entry. Just try to circularize this a little bit, about like that, and then retrograde this until we are somewhere around... Honestly, this should be pretty good. This is a decent re-entry. We'll just target 10 kilometers here. Yeah, and we'll have lots of Delta V left over, almost a kilometer per second, to adjust this in Atmo and do braking. We're going to be landing on the dark side, at least right now. This is actually not going to be the dark side, but we'll just go ahead and warp to that maneuver. Goodbye, Minmus. You were delicious. And yeah, we definitely need to get a comsat around Minmus for that science. There's no doubt about that. We'll just position over here, and this is going to be 1 minute and 35 seconds from the T marker that we want to burn this at. So we'll position right here, and we will warp forward a little bit towards 1 minute 35 seconds. Okay, and we'll burn this right about now. This is going to be a pretty lengthy burn. And of course, this is going to affect our speed pretty dramatically. But that's exactly what we want. We want a nice re-entry burn here. We are still a decent amount out of the atmo, but that is, of course, exactly what we wanted. By the time we get this burn finished, we might be pretty close to atmosphere. We'll see. We've still got 2 minutes and 40 seconds in this burn, right? So this is quite an extensive re-entry burn. Let's go ahead and stow our antenna here. We don't want that to burn up on re-entry. So that is great. Not quite sure what that was. It's kind of shaking around a little bit. Oh well. I'm sure it's fine. So we can see here that our periapsis height is coming up to the point where right now, or well technically right now, we are not entering the atmosphere on this current burn attitude, or this current trajectory. But as we hold this burn attitude, that will of course change. Our periapsis is currently rising, but as we come up, it'll move a little bit more towards the retrograde node and a little away from the radial node, and that will definitely change. So that is completely fine. We've got about 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this burn. We're going to come in at a kind of weird inclination, but we don't care. I mean, we left at a weird inclination too, so it's all good. So yeah, we were unable to transmit the deployed science data from Minmus because there was no ComNet connection. There will be a ComNet connection periodically, but we're going to want to definitely put a communication satellite over Minmus to help out with that. And that may end up being our next mission. I mean, that is a thing that also needs to happen before we go interplanetary. I'd also like to put up a big polar orbit communication satellite before we get interplanetary. Like, really big. So that's the thing that we are going to do. We do need to build that mining station over the moon, and we can use that as a refueling station and a jumping off point. So that wouldn't necessarily be the worst idea as well. Those are both, or actually all three of those are things that we need to get done fairly early on before we can do too much else. We're pretty much done with going to Moon and Minmus for now, other than a couple of other scientific things, but realistically we probably have more than enough science coming in right now. So I'm not too concerned about that. We'll see what we've got available for contracts once we are looking for something else to do. But, I mean, realistically, we do need to explore the moon, which is, of course, docking on or around the moon, which is something that we're definitely going to be doing. So let's just chase this node a little bit. We're currently not in Atmo, so that's great. And this is looking absolutely ideal. In fact, let's just hold this as is and hold retrograde. Let's go to surface retrograde. Fantastic, and let's go ahead and warp until we hit Atmo, which is now. We'll grab this atmospheric analysis, sure. That's absolutely something we'll do. Cannot run experiment while stowed. Yeah, of course. We'll go ahead and open this up, and we'll keep that, and we will collect it if we can. And if not, we'll go ahead and close that. Wonderful. And we could do a re-entry burn here, absolutely. And in fact, I'm going to. I want to bring this thing down much more quickly. So let's go ahead and do a re-entry burn for about 90 seconds or so. I mean, we could wait until we could physics warp here until we start getting some atmospheric effects, and then do the burn, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This will also get us maybe into the light over here, which would be really nice. We are still accelerating currently, and that's to be expected, of course. I also wouldn't necessarily mind a land landing. Let's go ahead and start this burn. This may end up being a land landing. I don't think we're going to get into the light side, unfortunately, but this will be a good stress test. Yeah, we're not going to get into the light side. This will be a good stress test for how those ambient light boosts are working. Should be interesting. So yeah, we'll just continue burning here until we've got 10 seconds left, as we do. Got a nice re-entry profile going here. Nice and quick. Just a little bit of propellant going out there, and another 50 seconds left in this burn. It looks like we're going to be shooting right over the land. That's okay. I don't actually care all that much. We're currently 37 kilometers up. Actually, it wants us to run an atmospheric analysis, but I think we already have that stored. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We are re-entering at a pretty rapid clip, and I don't want to burn anything up in there. That said, we are slowing down pretty dramatically. Yeah, we're currently at 1.3 kilometers per second. Not bad. Not bad. Only about 8 seconds left in this burn. And our timing is perfect, actually. There we go. We'll move this up. I'd like to recover all of this. And at this point, I'm completely comfortable with opening this up. And we don't have anything to grab because we're over water now. Sure. That's fine. We'll see if maybe flying low, though. Flying low might get us what we want. Or, you know, some amount of science. We'll see. Yes, flying low does indeed. However, it is not currently eligible because the data is in the scientific equipment. So we can't actually do this right now. Let's just go ahead and close the service bay, and we'll get that in a future flight. We'll go ahead and drop out the main chute. There we go. And make our way through the cloud layer here. No point in deploying the landing legs in the water. The main chute will deploy now. There we go. And we'll just continue physics warping down. And hopefully these guys will get some decent XP out of that. That would be really nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get these last couple seconds of burn done. Just to slow us down ever so gently. And there we go, splashdown. We'll go ahead and recover that. And we'll see what we got out of that. I don't expect a huge amount of science from this one. There'll be some, but I don't expect a tremendous quantity. What we're really interested in here is that XP. Yeah, I mean, we got about 500 science. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Jebediah advanced to level 2. That's nice. Good for him. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. And next episode, we are going to do something along the lines of what I outlined previously with the communication satellites and or the station. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.